The views, information, and opinions expressed during the following program are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent the views of Access Communications, its representatives, or its employees.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the regular council meeting of June the 8th, 2026. We will bring it to order. Up first, we have presentation from the Royal Saskatchewan Museum, Geology of the Estevan area. So we have some following slides that we've been showing here. Come up to the microphone, turn her on, give a little introduction, and the floor is yours.
Oh, I touched it. Am I allowed to touch it? Oh, good. Hello, I'm Louise. I'm not actually from the Royal Saskatchewan Museum. I'm actually from SaskPower, but we did this in combination with the Royal Saskatchewan Museum. So back in 2024, the Royal Saskatchewan Museum's paleontological curator, Ryan McKellar, reached out to us because Estevan has been on his dream list to come down and see for our coal seams, but also for our paleontology down here. Back in the 70s and 80s, there was a bunch of paleontology work that was done in the area, and then it's been a dry spell ever since. So what is really interesting about the coal in the Estevan area is we are a particular age frame that is not represented well in the rest of the world, and we're also a really cool one in the sense of dinosaurs, now that I have everyone's attention, because everyone loves dinosaurs, right? So for where the city of Estevan, especially at our outcrops, so that's right on surface. So we are part of the Ravenscraig Formation, which dinosaurs were pre-66 million years ago, happily living, all that jazz. Asteroid at the 66 million year point, and then right after that is when we trying to figure out what happened between now and then. So we cover that period of time that goes between roughly 58 to 63 million years ago, which is called the Paleocene. Now this is really cool because there's not a lot of amber sites in the world that actually contain this very particular piece of time, and this is the very start of when the mammals are coming into play. So this is our beginning, which is really exciting. So for us, we had, in 2025, the city was kind enough to approve paleontology work to happen in the city of Estevan. Right in, I'm trying to think of what, it's Buffalo, where the Buffalo used to be, right near the brick plant. And it was really funny. One of the U of R students who's doing her PhD in the area says, I get to find the coolest, newest fossils in this entire scene. I get to find the greatest, latest, and I'm looking across the street and there's a Tim Hortons. So usually we don't get to find fossils in really close, easy to access locations. Usually they're a lot harder to find. And the one thing I would also like to put out is the caveat that it didn't cost us any money to bring them down here. We had 21 students, as well as the Geological Survey of Saskatchewan and a bunch of other curators and RSM staff that came down to participate in this, and none of us had to pay for it. They came, they used their own grant money, and they came down to come see the fossils, which was really exciting because they were not too sure they were going to find fossils. So they planned for an entire week, coming on a bunch of SaskPower locations, as well as some of the City of Estevan, and now currently some Water Security Agency. And then we also were able to coordinate a bunch of private landowners that we knew had coal on their properties, as well as coal outcrops. So in their very first day, they come, they're looking for amber, and the very first picture on the back page that has all the students all working. This is near Highway 18 at that cutoff, right? You can see the coal right when you're driving up, or I guess it's 47 actually, Highway 47. So there's that beautiful coal seam right there. and on their very first day and their very first hour is the golf ball pitcher with the little tube. They started getting amber, and it did not stop. So thankfully for us, it kept producing, and we have now found 4 different sites where we have the Estevan seam is producing amber at roughly the same elevation in every seam, which is quite interesting for us because we get to know that something happened during that time. So for us also, amber is resin, it's not sap, so it's essentially the healing wounds of a tree. It's like when we cut ourselves and our pallets are coming up and they're covering our wounds, so that's what it is. So during the time frame of the amber in Estevan, we have a gap in paleontology, but the gap there that's really exciting is that amber can contain soft tissue and insects and mushrooms and other things in it that are captured and then preserved really well. So the reason why the RSM is really excited about that is because Estevan was the first arthropod to be found. It was named by the grad student Mite Walzowski. So he's our first arthropod of the Paleocene for this time period that we know of. So he's a missing link. And we're the ones in this area that got to experience that we have him. So there's not a lot of amber even in the rest of the world that even contain insects, let alone from this time period. So this guy, hopefully, was essentially the ancestors of our mites today, so, which is really exciting. Additionally, a bunch of other items that were found on SaskPower property were fossils that belong to a champosaur. So it's a crocodile that looks like an alligator, but they no longer exist today. They also found leaf imprints, a lot more amber, and then part of a turtle shell. So if you're going through your thing, this is the fossils and that were found by the students. And then if we go down, this is the champosaur. So these are the parts of the champosaur that were actually found on SaskPower property. Now, why the students really love coming back to the city of Estevan is you had more. You were the gift that kept on giving, was the city of Estevan property. So not only did they find lots and lots of amber that contained champosaur parts, the amber contained fossils and mite parts and insects parts, so not the full mite, but parts of other bugs as well. But you also found a lot of champosaur parts, which is these little bones up here. They're only sitting in the palm of your hand, probably about that big, and there was a good amount of them right on surface, which made everyone's life really happy, because when they come to do these sites, they're not digging in ground, they're not going at an elevation and digging down from there. That's only for known dinosaur beds in Grasslands National Park. When they're out here doing their fossil studies, they're hitting the coal seam and then they're dusting it back to see if there's amber, and then going for a different spot, dusting it back to see if there's amber. When they're doing fossils, they're literally just looking on the surface to see what's available. If they see part of a fossil, they'll scrape it out and then take it back with them to the Royal Saskatchewan Museum. So then also other things, and then if we go down to the next part, other items that were found were fossil bones of, again, more champosaur. You found fish fossils, so little discs and ribs of fish, fossil pollen, fossil leaves, and again, the big thing, which is the amber. Now, if we go to the last slide, so this is an example of the big money, and if anyone has Jurassic Park playing in their head when they see the mosquito and the amber, I completely understand. Because that's what I thought of too. So when we collected a lot of the amber, and aka Mike Wazowski, so they did a bunch of testing, so FTIR, so it's an infrared spectrometry to identify the specific ages. So we are actually able to roughly age the Estevan group. So we have our D seam, which is 62.5 million, and our B seam, which is 63 million. And again, these are approximates, because if we wanted to do true dates, we'd unfortunately have to find a volcanic ash. So from all of this, I have 2 minutes. Is there any questions that anyone has for us?
Yes. Wazowski?
Thank you, Worship. My only question is for everyone involved to not ask if they can, but if they should. As a Jurassic Park reference. No, this is actually really exciting. Thank you.
Yeah, and just to also clarify, the reason why I'm here also today is because everything that the Royal Saskatchewan Museum does is they ask for permission for access of people's site beforehand. They're not going to always assume that they can go on people's properties, so that's why we always ask for permission. Like, I will go and ask like private owners and be like, hey, the RSM wants to go on your land, here's their contact information. Here, if you're wanting to, you can reach out to them. So again, for the city of Estevan, if you guys feel comfortable continuing allowing the RSM to go onto your property, that is something that, you know, you can discuss amongst yourselves, but I hope you wish to continue it, because I know for a fact they're more than willing to keep coming back every year to come look for fossils. So.
Good stuff. I was just going to ask, when's the next trip?
So far, I don't think they have anything planned for this summer, but if they do, I will send you guys an email for if you would like to come and participate, because they are more than willing to have participants coming out. I know the Souris Valley Museum was able to come out on their very last day, so we're more than, like, for us, they're more than happy to have lots of volunteers and also lots of people just coming to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting. So.
Can you explain the attraction to Armor or Amor? What? Sorry.
Oh, the anthropod. So he's a mite.
No, just that you were fine.
Oh, amber.
Sorry.
Amber. So it's, yeah, like fossilized tree resin. So the big draw for them is because you can find full insects in it. And then some of the times what they do in the past is they'll take it up to the synchrotron in Saskatoon, and then they'll create a 3D image of the entire insect, and then they'd be able to tell their organs, their wings, everything, and then they can print a 3D model of the insect. So then they can actually see, like, what exactly it essentially looked like at that time period. But again, Mike Wolzowski is like less than a millimeter big. So he's not exactly the biggest mite around, but at least if you did a 3D rendering of it and printed it, you would know how it relates to modern mites and how maybe they evolved from, say, the unfortunate extinction of the dinosaurs until now. So you can compare essentially their organs, their shapes, their sizes, and even the hairs on their legs, and see how they've changed over 65 million years.
That's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Any other questions tonight? Seeing none, well, thank you for coming in. This is obviously very interesting. It's a long time ago, but it's good that the Estevan area has everything the world needs right here. So again, thanks for coming in, and I'm sure there'll be no problem in the future, but we look forward to the emails and the groups coming back for sure.
Perfect. Well, that's everything. I will let you guys go.
Excellent. Thank you for that.
Thanks very much.
Up next, can we get a motion to adopt the agenda as presented? Councilor Verova, second by Councilor Elliott. Any questions, comments? All in favor? Carried. We get a motion to approve the minutes of May 25th, 2026. Councilor Johnson, Councilor Mouse, any other questions, comments? Seeing none. All in favor? Carried. Original communications, delegations, and petitions. DBA, Downtown Thursday Market Nights. Request for street closure on June 4th, July 2nd, August 6th, and September 3rd. I'm guessing Mr. Godfrey is why you're here? Step up to the mic, give us a rundown, because we kind of already had one.
Yeah, absolutely. We did just have our first Thursday night market that happened just last week, and it was a really great success, and we're really excited to see this continue throughout the summer. This, of course, was the first big event that we've been able to organize and host in downtown Estevan since the revitalization was complete, and I think it's a great example of what we were all looking forward to doing with our downtown. We were really excited excited to have hundreds of people come out. We had live entertainment, we had food vendors, we had a lot of shopping happening, and this is something that will be continuing throughout the rest of the summer. So we have them coming up on the first Thursday of every month, and they run from 6 until 8 p.m. And so we did this first one with the help of administration, getting that permit put together, but we did want to bring this forward to council for a broader approval on the rest of the events for the rest of the summer. And I guess we'd also use this opportunity to give that plug to this event happening. Again, that's the first Thursday of every month. And we do have noted in the road closure permit there as well that there's no parking on the 1200 block of 4th Street. It is noted in the application from 5 p.m. until 9 p.m., but we did want a bit of a revision on that just from the feedback we had after our first event is some of the vendors need a bit more time to set up, so we'd actually be looking for a closure from 4 p.m. until 9 p.m. to accommodate the night markets.
Okay, thanks for that clarification. Do we have a motion to accept? Councilor Verova, seconded by Councilor Walizer. Questions, comments? Councilor Mouse.
Yes, thank you, Your Worship. Just the one question, do we have to just, to do this formally correctly, you said from 4 p.m. now instead of 9, right?
Okay.
So we'd have to change that motion to 4 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Yeah, no, I should have stated my motion was for exactly what Mr. Godfrey said, 4 p.m.
Okay, excellent. Councilor Johnson, question?
Yeah, my questions would be, to mention these are great events for downtown and the downtown core. Just with the signs going up and taken down to Jeff with, and also to Haley, she's here this evening, with the crews, the city crews that are needed. This is overtime that has occurred. Who pays for the overtime and picks up the overtime for our city crews in something like this? Is there an overtime charge?
Thank you, Councilor Johnson. Haley's indicated that there is no overtime charge for what we do. We do that during the day. We put up barricades and signage during regular work hours, and if there's anything needed outside that, I know the DBA is always willing to step up and remove those if needed. So very little cost to the city to operate this.
That's good to hear. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. Any other quick, Councilor Verova?
Thank you, Worship. Yeah, I was just going to say to Councillor Johnson, I think we actually have staff in the city between 9 and 10, even later. Sometimes you see them around the park. They go around, they close up the parks and stuff. So I'm pretty sure that that's probably where the staffing hours would come in. But the other thing is, what a great success you guys had. Like, I was not here. I actually was at FCM this past weekend, but I seen post after post after post of people enjoying themselves. So kudos to your group for doing that, and to everyone that attended, because I can't wait to check out the next one because it looked like a lot of fun. So it was good.
Yeah, we were really, really happy with the turnout, and we hope to see that continue throughout the summer, and we're really making an effort to have as many things happening at these markets as possible, kids activities and live entertainment, food, shopping, kind of all the things to attract everyone. I will just make one point of clarification for the barricades. City staff provides them during business hours. They aren't set up. They provide at the side of the roads, and then the DBA members, we take care of erecting those at 4 p.m. and taking them down at 9 p.m. as well.
That's even better.
Any other questions, comments out there? All in favor? Carried. There we go. We're partying every first Thursday of the month. Thank you for that. Up next, the Estevan Exhibition Parade. Request for street closure June the 12th, which would be this Friday. We have a motion to accept. Councillor Elliott, seconded by Councillor Walizer. Any questions, comments? Councillor Verova.
Thank you, Worship. I just had an inquiry today about the route of the parade. They said, unfortunately, there's some people out there that are posting last year's route or the year before. So I'm not sure if someone could clarify. I believe Smile Services organizes the parade, and if we know or if we can find out and advertise it on the city webpage as to exactly where the route is, just so we don't have people and their kids putting up their chairs at the wrong place.
Excellent. We'll get that looked after for sure. Any other questions, comments out there? Seeing none, all in favor? We have a parade coming down 4th Street for the first time in 3 years?
Yep.
All right. Okay, up next, landfill future waste disposal plans. So we had kind of an inquiry. We have 8 questions. We're going to do a little Q&A. I'll run through all 8 questions and the answers. Save your questions for last, and then we'll get this looked after. So, first question, has the city entered into a formal agreement with the town of Beanfate for the disposal of municipal waste at the Coal Creek landfill? And the city of Estevan is currently in contract with GFL to pick up the waste bins of the city of Estevan. Where the contractor chooses to ultimately dispose of this waste is a business decision made by the contractor. So, if not, what contingency plans are in place should waste not be permitted at the Coal Creek landfill after July 1st? If the town of Beanfate decides to impose new restrictions on the current agreement with GFL, the Coal Creek landfill, that will be a matter of concern between the town of Beanfate and GFL. Question 3, who specifically has the city entered into agreements with regarding the future waste disposal services? And the city of Estevan currently has a contract with GFL that is effective until June 30th, 2031. This contract is for waste bin pickup in the city, the final disposal of city waste that GFL has collected, and the responsibility of GFL or whatever other contractor the city may sign in the future. What impact will the transition have on garbage collection and disposal costs for residents and businesses? Residents will see no change in garbage collection as GFL will continue to seamlessly pick up their waste bins at the same as now. Due to the usual yearly price increases and especially the significant environmental costs imposed presently and projected for the future, residents will likely see some future prices increases in line with percentages that will be experienced in other municipalities, but currently the City of Estevan residents enjoy the lowest charges for their garbage. In the province of Saskatchewan, residents are charged $16 every 2 months for their pickup. Due to diligence in keeping costs low on this garbage charge has not increased since March 1st, 2015. Is that true?
Yes.
2015. One of the main reasons the City of Estevan looked at options regarding their landfill was the huge budgetary impact for our residents when it was deemed necessary for cell expansion as per Ministry of Environment regulations. Will free yard waste disposal weekends continue? If so, where will those materials be accepted? The City of Estevan wants to continue to provide residents with disposal weekends. The City of Estevan has already discussed contract options with our current contractor. Seasonal yard waste bins will be introduced during Operation Clean Sweep, and they will be located on 6th Street Recycling Depot. City of Estevan will continue to provide convenient and cost-effective local solution for disposing yard waste and supporting ongoing efforts to keep our community clean and well maintained. What measures are being considered to address the increased risk of illegal dumping in the surrounding municipalities? City of Estevan has no authority over what individuals choose to do in the surrounding rural municipalities. The statement that there will be increased risk is seemingly based on opinion, as there is no material difference in the travel distance between landfills. What is the projected impact of the city's waste stream on the remaining lifespan? The Coal Creek landfill. This is a question for the current owners of the Coal Creek landfill and their experts. If landfill expansion is required in the future, what financial obligations will the city have, and how do those costs compare to maintaining or expanding the city's own landfill? Landfill expansion is currently an issue for every municipality and will continue to be for the future. The City of Estevan has been working diligently with options regarding landfill issues for the years. The site has been in operation. Our site has been in operation since 1988, and with escalating environmental regulations and significant capital requirements for new cells, continued independent landfill operations are becoming increasingly less viable. Landfills need to be large-scale operations, 30,000 metric tons or more, to absorb the ever-increasing costs. Most smaller landfills are a liability in the municipality. To pay for the current and estimated cost of a new cell, choices would have to be made: tax increases or decrease in services or capital projects. Do we have a motion just to accept this? Do we need a motion to accept this? Councillor Elliott, seconded by? Councilor Leeser, any questions, comments? Councilor Verba.
I just wanted to just clarify question 4. When you said, like, about being true about the pickups, I think just to clarify, because people watching are probably thinking, yes, we've had increases. We haven't had increases to the actual pickup, but we have had increases to the cost at the landfill. Just to clarify that that's where the increases have come in, not to the actual pickup in people's homes, but if you did haul a mattress or something to the landfill, that's where the increases have come in the past 12 years.
Okay. Any other questions, comments out there? Seeing none, all in favor? Carried. Executive reports, building permit report for May 2026. We have a motion to accept this. Councillor Dabowski, seconded by Councillor Mouse. Questions, comments? Seeing none, all in favor? Carried. Where did we go here? Utilities Infrastructure Services Division Water Quality Report. Do we have a motion to accept the Water Quality Report? Councillor Johnson, second by Councillor Dabowski. Questions, comments? All in favor? Carried. Utilities and Infrastructure Services Nicholson Water Main Lining 2026 Capital Project. Does anybody back there want to come to the mic and give us a little rundown?
Thank you, Worship. We do have Utility Service Director Matt Angel here to speak. So the tender was put out. It came in within budget. There was only one proponent that came in. We did hold an open house here last week, and we had some individuals from Nicholson Road who came to ask about the project. So that's what we'd like to do on our larger capital projects moving forward, is providing an open house for impacted residents and anybody else to come and ask questions to the contractor and the division. So with that, I'll let Matt expand on that in any way he'd like.
Coming tonight, Matt?
Thank you. Yeah, so the open house went really well. I think there was in total 9 people, but lots of good questions, lots of answers that needed to be asked. So I think in the future, like Jeff was saying, we will definitely be doing this for lots of capital projects to get that public engagement. They actually were on site today, getting everything laid out. So as for the tender itself, we had lots of questions come in before the tender closed from multiple different companies, but in the end it was only the one company that bid a tender out on it. So we're excited to work with them. This company is the same company that does multiple projects within Saskatchewan with lots of the bigger centers like Regina. I believe they do about 5 or 6 kilometers every year with Regina. So very, very big experts in their field on what they do and very efficient. So
Excellent. Did we have a motion on this already? No. Could we get a motion to accept this? Water lining, Councillor Elliott, Councillor Leeser. Any other questions, comments out there from Matt? Councillor Verba?
Thank you for coming in, Matt, and thank you for hosting that open house and getting the notices out to people. I had 3 residents from Nicholson Road that contacted me, and they were very happy to hear that you were having the open house, have the questions answered. And then again, that was a common theme at FCM, was having that communication between City Hall and the residents, because they just said that the more communication you can get out there, which we all know, the better received our projects will be in the future, and the more knowledge just is the best way to be. So, thank you.
Excellent. Any other questions, comments out there? Seeing none, all in favor? Carried. Up next, 4th Street North Alley Drainage and Pavement Rehab. You could run us through this, Matt, please?
Yeah, thank you, Your Worship. So there's been a few noted spots in the back alley on 4th Street, 1100 block on the north side that are showing concerns with pooling of water and staying there for long periods of time just because of the patching and potholes that have been created over the years have basically caused everything no longer to have the drainage that it needs. So we've looked at different alternatives of what we can do to try and help mediate that with, just adding in a catch basin, in certain areas, but we found that wouldn't answer the long-term problems with that back alley. So after engineering has reviewed that, they found that the best way to do this would be to shave and pave it, basically removing more on the center of the asphalt and basically creating a V shape in it so that everything drains to the center and then out to the roads to help with those pooling problems.
Okay.
It's definitely noticeable after it rains, the amount of water that pools back there. And we've had a few of the residents or companies come in and let us know that there's definitely some issues that are being caused, but we want to make sure that they understand that not only is it the alley, but also their foundations and their property that they have to make sure that they're watching too. So I made sure that I added that into the report, that these businesses have to understand that if they have foundations issues, that normal groundwater will seep in there as well. So we have to be mindful of that this isn't just for them to fix, but also to stop us from having to continuously go back there and repave. If we get it done now, we can get everything smoothed out and hopefully water will drain away properly.
Okay, excellent, thanks for that. Do we have a motion to shave and pave? Councillor Roba, second by Councillor Johnson. Questions, comments? Councillor Roba.
I just wanted to clarify, one of the reasons to make this motion is because in our budget this year, we aren't doing the Power Dodge Ice Center roof, we aren't doing the whirlpool tub, and we aren't doing the steam room, right? They're a little different with the steam room?
Sorry, yeah, the steam room's already been done.
Oh, that one was completed,
Yeah.
so the other two are not. So those two, though, then we still have room in the capital budget, City Manager? So this isn't going to put us over?
Thank you, Councillor Brewer. Yes, with postponing some of those projects, there is some room in that capital budget. There has been some overages and other, but I can provide a full report. I don't think this material in nature that adding this into our normal restoration plan will severely negatively impact budget, and it's something we can definitely find in operations. I will say that this was planned to be completed next year, so we kind of have an internal administration through your capital plan. This one will just be moved up, so if there is an overage, we can compensate that in the following year when we had planned to do this anyways.
Okay, thank you. No, that's good to know because, yeah, I had a business that contacted me about this and the report was already coming forward prior to her even contacting, but I think this will help to ease them. But I agree with you that if there's foundation issues or if there's other issues, then maybe this is also a time that they can also look at that. So thank you for bringing that forward.
Councillor Mouse.
Yeah, thank you, Your Worship. I was just wondering, what about the alleys on the south side of 4th Street in that same blockage? What is that, 11th to 13th? And what about from 12th to the Orpheum Theatre, that back alley? What do they look like?
Thank you. Yeah, so those are also, I believe, in for next year to get shaved and paved as well. I think a complete design was done 2 years ago by engineering to have those alleys rehabilitated, just because there's a lot of potholes in them and a lot of water pooling in areas, so absolutely.
Thank you.
Excellent. Any other questions, comments out there? Councillor Leeser.
Thank you, Your Worship. One question that was brought forward was, how does the city decide which alleys are paved and which remain gravel? And have we considered if these drainage issues can be resolved by turning this back alley back into gravel instead of asphalt again?
Everyone take that?
Thank you for that question, Councillor Leeser. So we did kind of talk about that. Because of the surface drainage that's coming off of some of those larger buildings, hard surfacing is definitely the best way to go, especially if you can flow that away to the catch basins in the alley. So I know that was the first question I said, can we just mill it up this year, contour it, and perhaps correct it for the time being, and then do it in the larger shave and pave of next year? It was discussed with engineering that because of the large surface area of the roofs of those buildings, specifically Gibby's Hotel, the old spa building, and because the Wicklow Center has large areas, that this should be identified and repaved as is to ensure there was no further issues.
Thank you.
Excellent. Any other questions, comments out there? Seeing none, all in favor? Option 2. Up next, giving notice. Councillor Mouse, you have a couple on the agenda tonight.
Woke me up there, sorry.
The floor is yours. The floor is yours.
I was just, I don't know, do you want me to read them, or should I, or it's just, I had, the opportunity on Saturday, May 30th, to do the part of the open house Estevan. I was at the police station. I was there for 4 hours. It was really interesting. We had almost 200 guests come through, awesome. a lot of family with children, and very positive feedback from all the people and from Chief London. And he thinks it's also, and I find it as well, it's definitely a thing worth repeating.
Yeah, for sure. It's good attendance, for sure.
Yeah, it was really great. It was really super. Like I said, and I do want to go through the whole, read my report.
No, that's good. It's just good to hear that it was well attended, for sure.
It was.
Right?
It was really brilliant.
Did anybody sit in the chair in the drunk tank? Or?
We had all kinds of that. We had people. We put kids in the jail cells and all kinds of things.
That's good. Hopefully, we scared a few of them.
Yeah, exactly. No criminals there anymore. Anyway, that is definitely something worth repeating. And the chief, and there were three of us. There was the chief. There was the chief. What's her community? Oh. CEO, the CEO of the community.
Danielle Stephanie, yeah.
Yeah, the outreach, yeah, exactly. Anyway, and the deputy chief and myself were doing that, and it was a lot of fun. It was very good questions. Good to see. Saw the SWAT team room, etc. Saw the gun range. Everyone liked it.
For sure. And then you hosted a rural innovation conference?
Wait.
Oh, sorry, Councilor Rova.
I just wanted to add to Open Doors, Councilor Elliott, Councilor Williser, and myself attended here at City Hall. And it was actually, when you said the drunk tank chair, it was actually your chair that everybody wanted to come in here and sit. We had so many people that sat in your chair and just banged that gavel and started meetings. Yeah, I didn't see any of those pictures on Facebook, but I was waiting because there was a lot of people, and so it was really interesting. We didn't get as many people. We had, I think it was like closer to 60 people, and the police department and the fire department had over like 200.
Yeah, police station.
Yeah, so I mean, next time, come over, come check out City Hall.
They always steal the thunder.
Yeah, I know.
All good, all good. Thanks for reporting on that. We don't need a motion. Up next, the Golden Garbage Can Competition. Councilor Lee. Oh, sorry, what?
Second report from the innovation.
Oh, sorry. Jeez, I got ahead of myself there.
Yeah, I've got too much here this evening. Actually, okay, on May 25th, 26th, the Southeast Tech Hub hosted the 5th Rural Innovation Conference in 3 years. This year it was at the Southeast College. Very good success. 140 people were there from all over Canada. Yeah, it was well worth it. Again, the conference went 2 days. There were a number of breakout sessions. There were a number of very good presentations, a number of good discussions with, among other people, Sita Cobb, who we also saw now at FCM. It's showing that Estevan, as a rural entity and as a community, has a lot of power. There's a lot out there to do. We can do it, and it's basically up to us to carry it on further. Yeah. So let's do it, and it's good. He's planning the next conference for next year, and let's hope it works out as well as it did.
Sounds good. Like you said, all eyes are on Estevan, and there was people in attendance from all over Canada. So
yeah, exactly.
Very good stuff. Okay, Councillor Williser, Golden Garbage Can.
Thank you, Your Worship. The Golden Garbage Can has been out and about in the community lately. We took it with us during the United Way Day of Caring, and it was quite fun to see people of all ages being drawn to the can. I had someone in their 90s telling me about when she was a first-time home buyer, getting her street ready for the competition. She recognized it instantly and came out to chat with us about it. We went over to Spruce Ridge School to rally the troops. They had all the kids out picking garbage as part of the day of caring. And the high school also sent classrooms out to make sure that our community looks its best. It is a celebration of the services in the community, but also the people in Estevan. So we've received stories from industrial districts who've banded together over their lunch hour to go out and pick garbage. If people have other stories to share, certainly reach out to me and I'll be happy to pass those along to the judges as we come through Estevan on Wednesday, June 17th. Our judging day is going to start in Weyburn this year in hopes that Estevan can win on home turf, and the results will be announced at 3 p.m. at City Hall that day.
Excellent. So we have a week and a half to get all this grass cut after all this rain. It's good. Excellent. Thanks for the report. Consideration of bylaws. Bylaw 2026-2110, Police Board of Commissioners, and this amendment basically just given 4 consecutive terms as a limit for each member at large. We have a motion to accept this bylaw. Councillor Leeser, Councillor Dubowski, questions, comments? Seeing none, all in favor? Sorry, that was second reading, right?
Yeah.
So third reading, do we have a motion to accept? Councillor Johnson, Councillor Veroba, any questions, comments out there? Seeing none, all in favor? Carried. Up next, bylaw 2026-2111, property tax levy. Now this includes all of SAMA's recent doings and also the included tax increase for this year. So do we have a motion to accept this for second reading? Councillor Elliott, seconded by Councillor Dubowski. Any questions, comments? All in favor? Carried. Excuse me. Third reading, do we have a motion to accept third reading of Councillor Leeser, Councillor Johnson? Questions, comments? Seeing none. All in favor? Carried. Up next, bylaw 2026-2112, the library levy. Same thing with this one. Second reading, a motion to accept. Councillor Dubowski, Councillor Elliott, second. Any questions, comments? Seeing none. All in favor? Carried. Third reading. I need a motion for third reading. Councillor Leeser, Councillor Mouse. Any questions, comments? All in favor? Carried. 2026-2113 healthcare levy. Do we have a motion for second reading on this one? Councillor Johnson, seconded by Councillor Elliott. Questions, comments? Seeing none, all in favor? Oh, Councillor Mouse, you're in favor?
No, I have a comment.
Okay, floor is yours.
Thank you, Your Worship. Again, this is sort of a repeat offense. What I'm saying is I find that healthcare is a federal and provincial thing, and I have a real problem with the community having to cross-subsidize what the province should be.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Any other questions, comments out there? All in favor? Carried. Opposed? Matter? Councillor Mouse? Okay. Third reading, a motion to accept third reading. Councillor Johnson, seconded by Councillor Elliott. Questions, comments? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Councillor Mouse? Business Improvement District, bylaw 2026-2114. Do we have a motion for second reading on this one? Councillor Mouse, seconded by Councillor Leeser. Questions, comments? Councillor Veroba?
Just to clarify, we do this every year, and we clarify it every year, but basically this is a levy that's collected from the local downtown businesses, and then the city matches the levy, and then that money goes in towards improvements downtown. So is there any way that this money could be used towards doing some of the back alleys downtown?
Thank you, Councilor Veroba. So I think that would have to be a motion that comes from that bid committee, or if council were to make a motion to mandate that to be used for the bid funds. I believe you are a rep on the bid committee there. So I think as we move forward, now that council has approved us to move forward with that back alley, I think it's prudent that we could take that to the bid committee and see if it's something they would consider or share with or something. So I will leave that in your hands to take to the bid committee.
Yes, I just wanted to make sure the council was in agreement before I took that to the meeting, just to see, again, the $70,000 we've already approved tonight, but moving forward into next year, in order to just do that many more back alleys downtown, I think it would help, and that's where the money is supposed to go, is to assist with downtown improvements. So I will bring that to our next meeting, and I will let the council know before the next budget what their opinion is. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you for that. Any other questions, comments out there? Seeing none, all in favor? Carried. Was that second or third? Was it second? We have a motion for third reading. Councilor Verova, second by Councilor Elliott. Questions, comments? Seeing none, all in favor? Carried. That is it for bylaws. Inquiries. Councilor Verova.
Okay, a little thing too. So basically, we were just in FCM. We flew home this afternoon, and the conference this year was Building the Future Together. They really followed through with that theme all throughout the sessions, which we all took in a bunch of different ones every day so that we didn't duplicate, but it was really good. So looking at ways, making it easier to get people building again, to continue that momentum. Canada's facing a housing shortage of affordable housing across the country in every municipality. So that's something that's really cool about going to these conventions, is to just hear that every municipality in some shape or form are facing the same problems that Estevan are. In a lot of ways, we see it where Estevan is stronger. We're in a better position because of our future planning, and thank you to City Manager, Administration, and past councils for putting us in that position. So that's really a proud moment when you can speak with other municipalities and say, you know what, we already are there, we're already thinking of that. Our Community Wellness Committee was also something that a lot of communities are talking about, community safety. It's also what Councillor Mouse had talked about being together as a community, things that we want to see in this community. A lot of times people wait to see what is council going to do, what is the downtown business people going to do, what is somebody else going to do, and we all have to start saying, what are we going to do? What are we as a community going to do to make our community stronger? So we talked a lot about that. Again, with Zita Cobb, she was so inspiring. I did attend the Innovation Conference, but I did miss her speaking in the evening. Sat for the hour through FCM and listened to her, and wow, like if she could be my best friend, I would make that happen. So if she's listening, but she did bring up Estevan actually in her speech at FCM. So that was impressive too. So I think she also felt that Estevan as a community was an impressive community. So again, another badge of honor for all of us. So yeah, she talked about economic development and how her foundation basically got together in her hometown in Newfoundland and built it stronger, and they continue to do that. And that's what's inspiring, is when you go to these conferences and you realize that all it takes is passion, energy, which I don't have a lot of today, but I'm going to tomorrow. And so with that, we can build a stronger community. So back to the Community Wellness Safety Committee that we formed in 2023 and 2024 with the help of the Justice Ministry and the City of Estevan taking that on. And then we formed the committee, which again, I've said 100 times, so I'll say it again. We are the only community out of the 4 pilot community that signed on in 2023, 2024 that still have a committee. We also just partnered with SAS Senior Mechanisms, and we've hired a community connector. So that community connector is going to be a social prescriber. From that, we are going to build a plan in the next 2 years, because this is another pilot project that we have agreed to go on. And this is at no cost to the citizens of Estevan that we're doing this, other than myself as a rep, my time and energy, which I love doing because it just is going to keep on building our community stronger. And now we have Sheila Farstead hired. So the Community Wellness Committee will be the steering committee for that. And then Sheila is going to start to develop that program. So she just went to a conference in Regina. I unfortunately could not go, and neither could anyone else on our committee because of Day of Caring. So that actually just speaks volumes as well, is that most of us are so busy taking part in multiple things that we can't always be everywhere. So we're looking forward to Sheila Farstead. Again, just watch for information coming out. We're going to start seeing those pamphlets around. Sheila's going to start getting interviewed by the media, and it's also on the Community Wellness webpage, all of that information. Climate adaptation was another highlight of the conference to help showcase how investing in our infrastructure to ensure our community is resilient in extreme weather events. I think we're seeing that just even in this last week, how extreme these storms are. We followed that as well. What was coming, I hear tomorrow is coming even stronger. So, I mean, I hope it bypasses Estevan, but I hope it bypasses all communities in Southeast Saskatchewan and anywhere, really. But that was just really brought to the forefront of how when we're building and when we're doing new construction, new builds, or any kind of renovation, to just keep those weather events in mind and make sure that we're building for that for the future. So anyways, I could go on and on and on about how much we just took in at FCM, and the conversations that were had were amazing, but I will let my colleagues pick up where I left off on that. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Councillor Mouse.
Thank you, Your Worship. There's not a lot more I can say now after that, but it was, as Councillor Rowe was saying, we were at FCM in Edmonton, and they keep pushing the fact that housing is a problem, infrastructure is a problem, but communities like us, it has to come from us. The incentive has to come from us. We need help from the federal and provincial governments, but the incentives and the power has to come from us. And it's shown by many examples that we saw there and heard there. It always, the most successful incentives come from within the community, and it's not someone bringing it to us from above, so to speak, right? Yeah, that's, you said so much, I've got nothing else to say.
You have a lot of reconciliation in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Councillor Elliott.
You got my notes.
You're good? City Treasurer?
Nothing, Your Worship.
Councillor Dubowski.
Yes, thank you, Your Worship. To also lead on to Councillor Groba's FCM, I was also there and just got back today. And being the not very social person I am, it was pretty close to one day too long for me. I really kind of reached my social battery, so I am quite drained and exhausted. So it's going to be a rough week at work, that's for sure. But yeah, it was overall a great experience. So it was my first time going to FCM, and it was a pretty good experience. I had some good conversations with a few other municipal leaders from around Canada, like all the way from the west, all the way to the east. And hearing that we all kind of have the same issues is a bit frustrating, but it's comforting in a way where it's not just us that's struggling with some of these issues. And yeah, I just learned about, you know, their own troubles and triumphs, how they have overcome some things, how they're, you know, planning to tackle it, or, you know, whatever else. And then I mainly focused on the social and community focused, like, well-being sessions. So the ones that were mainly driven to improving, like, community cohesion and unity and, you know, acceptance and all that stuff. And I thought they were pretty informative, but I think probably the best thing about that is going to those sessions and not really having like a massive list of notes, because as the presentations are going, I'm thinking, well, we're already pretty well on our way to what is being explained here. So I think that's a pretty good tell for our community that we're in a good path right now. We're going in a positive direction. So that was pretty good for that. And the epic concert at the skate park, unfortunately, I had boring politician stuff to do at FCM, so I couldn't go. But I did see on social media, I was keeping up with the pictures and videos, and it was a surprisingly good turnout for the heat and then the risk of the severe weather as well. So I was very happy seeing that there was a pretty good amount of people there, and I hope everyone had fun and enjoyed supporting the youth of Estevan, because ultimately they will be Estevan's future. So And yeah, just to touch on these storms, I was definitely keeping up on that as well when I was out at FCM and throughout the weekend. So hopefully everyone stayed safe, and hopefully there was minimal damage, if anything. And I did see on my radar, it looked to be what is called a bow echo, and that system was like 1,000+ kilometers long from tip to tip, from what I saw. So yeah, it was a pretty significant storm. So if nobody got like significant damage, then I'd consider us all pretty lucky for that. But yeah, just keep your eyes on the radars and everything else, and it's storm season, so everyone just be careful.
Thank you for that. Councillor Johnson.
I have no inquiries this evening, Mayor Cernick. I've been out in BC for the last week and a half, so been touching base with the city manager, with most of the council on emails and stuff like that. I did come back to the community, and it looks great. I mean, the grass and everything that's been cut, it's been well manicured, well looked after. Line painting is occurring. It's nice to see all that going on. Thank you very much, Haley. Also, we're doing a very good job. It's a lot of the old buildings that I see are being addressed, taken down by the bylaw control officer out east of the community here, behind the Derrick there, the old Derrick Motel. That building is gone now, so that's good. But long story short, I think we're doing a heck of a good job, and keep up the good work. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Good to hear. Councillor Leeser.
Thank you, Your Worship. This week I did take a call from the Strippers Hockey Tournament Committee, and they wanted to discuss the decision of council when we voted against waiving the full fees of their rental for the Power Dodge Curling Center. The discussion was around the purpose of their organizing committee, and that because they reinvest those dollars in the community, they disagreed with council's decision to uphold the nonprofit rate of 50% for their tournament. And they had really emphasized how by using this facility, they were building back into the community, and they wanted council to review the process of how we determine who does get a fee waived, who doesn't, who qualifies for that reduced rate, and for how many days. And that although they heard council's concerns, my concerns about when we waive the fees and take that money away from managers, that there is a cost to it. They just asked that moving forward there be some clarity about the process used.
Great. City Manager.
Thank you, Worship and Councilor Leeser. Yeah, I know this has come up in the past, and I know there's been a discussion that, we set fees and we set processes for management to follow, and that it can be a frustration when different organizations come to council and that process is waived. So I know we've talked about this previously, but I think we'll make a focus as we go into fall this year about reaching out to these groups that generally do request these facilities for them to come at budget. And it would almost be like a third-party grant, cash donation, that they can utilize those funds then to utilize our facilities, so that they're not devaluing our facilities. They are paying the rates that are set by council, but at the same time, council can invest in these community groups if they so choose to be at budget time. So I think that's going to be the plan as we go into this fall, and I know the Strippers will be one of those, as well of many other organizations that come on a yearly basis to ask for facility waives. So assuming council is in agreement with that, we will move forward through this fall and reach out to as many groups as we can recall in the last few years that have done that.
Councilor Leeser.
I'd like to make a motion that prior to the fall budget, council works with administration to clarify the process and bring it forward to a council meeting so the community is aware of this change in procedure.
Excellent. Do we have a seconder? Councilor Veroba, any questions, comments? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Which one? In favor? Okay. Opposed? No one is opposed? All in? Okay. City manager inquiries?
Nothing, Your Worship, just from my other hat as a Rotarian. I appreciate everybody coming out to Lobster Fest, and I know you helped us out as well on barbecue, so it was a great turnout and a great event again this year, so thanks for the support.
Yeah, that was great. City clerk?
Nothing, Your Worship.
Nothing, yeah, just a little recap of the last 2 weeks. There's started with Rural Conference, Open Door Event, OTS Golf Tournament, Saskatchewan Oil Show in Weyburn, the Downtown Market downtown, Lobster Fest, Epic Concert, Turning Sun to Solar. All these events happen, but again, nothing ever happens in Estevan, so. We have a motion to move into committee. Councillor Elliott, second by Councillor Dabowski. All in favor? We stand adjourned.
If you'd like to share your feedback on the program you just watched, contact us today